Okay, I believe we are live. Good day, my dear fellow friends. My name is Raven Marine, aka Thunburn One, and welcome to another Thuncast, where today it is episode 15. We just got finished with inspections today, and therefore we are end up as new people for some of us, and for some others, which I truly give a fair congratulations to, who are able to make it to aspirancy. I give the four of you the best of luck, though I'm not able to mention your names now because I kind of forgot. But I'm glad that you are here, and therefore you have obtained your dreams. If your dreams are still so far away, well, do not worry. The DA shall act as closure and family towards you. We are here for you. As long as you are active and motivating for protecting the Emperor's might and Caldega, then you shall be able to receive the gracious reward of all. Anyways, with that out of the way, we have a special guest here. A guest who just got promoted to chaplain during last inspection. He's a good old friend of mine during the times of me starting Discord. I give you the man, the myth himself, who truly represented a friend of my old times, Mass_Doc. Do tell me, Mass, how was your day, dear friend?
It's been good overall. Just a little tired, but good as always.
Is you being tired because of you getting promoted to chaplain? Just
That
reading
would
the
be one of the
code?
reasons.
Ah, the way to adapt to chaplain is the best way to read a book of the Codex. Well, I truly wish you the best of luck, and therefore that best of luck had already done came by when you got selected a chaplain. A little dream that you always wanted. Now you achieve it. Do tell me, my dear friend, how do you feel now that you have received it?
Well, for the simple and obvious starts, I feel great about just being where I am now, just achieve my goal.
Ah,
And I will have to take in lots of responsibilities, but as of right now, I'm just gonna observe. That's it.
I see. A good way to start your chaplaincy. You know, I was once a chaplain like you, Mass, before the times that we ever so met. My trials were different, and therefore I would imagine yours being different. But here's a little word of encouragement. Always look forward. Do not look back. Make sure you keep your eyes on that get on the task on hand on either the battlefield or paperwork rise, and therefore you are able to obtain it or do it properly. Okay, without further ado, let us continue with the questions. Also, by the way, these videos will not be edited in any sort of way in order to caption the funny and the trying of the guest and the host. So I hope you all enjoy. Anyways, first question: how do you feel? Well, sorry, how did you find the IOM community or community in general?
Uh, how I specifically found it was by just searching up just like Imperium of Man, and there it just pops up, and I was just interested in the group.
Hmm. So all that time for you being interested. Can you actually give us a day or when you were able to receive it?
If I'm gonna have to be honest, after I put in some of my time, it got into the point where it wasn't fun for me. But after a few years into where we are now, or just a couple months ago, I took an interest in it again because of a specific game that came out, and a friend of mine, who I'm talking to right now, played it and just figured out that there was a genre for that.
Ah, yes, the day when I basically have found it, and therefore really didn't think that you were there. You see, short story between him and I actually didn't figure out that he was in there. I kinda found the group because of Max, like I said we no logs ago. When I was able to be part of it, for some time, I noticed that Mass was able to join the VC. And therefore, I just suddenly DM him and say, "What the fuck are you doing here?" And then that was just a whole on scandal. He was able to tell me why he just had it inside of there for a while, and he did say he tried it, but he just stopped doing it because it didn't seek of interest. But now it was with a new script and everything, and has like new opportunities. He decided to go on this mighty crusade with me. Am I getting that right, Mass?
Yep, you're completely right, and here we are now.
Ah, yes. The moment when we joined here, we actually set ourselves on goals that we wanted to become space marines. With a lot of trial and tribulation, and with a lot of promotions here and there, and also with some doubts, that still did not deter us from our goals ahead of time. But however, first question, very well answered. Second question, what was your journey like in the IOM community?
Uh, how I see it by my perspective, it was very time consuming and it took a lot of patience to go through like every step just to reach my goal and where I am now. Basically, it was it was really it was something, honestly.
Could you say that the way that you are here now, full on a chaplain, you could say that it's truly worth it, right? Completing your dreams and goals just feels and lifts a giant anvil from off of your heart. Is it truly that? Is it truly how that feels?
If you have a prior or a main goal that you are willing to risk all your time in, then the obvious answer would be yes.
Well, very well said upon your journey. But can you at least give us the basics on what you were? Like, there is a starter process how I became. Like, Depth Corps. I first began my journey as a Depth Corps Creed Heavy Weapon Specialist, then became a NCO for the Imperium of Man, then became an MT, Grenadier Recruit at first, then an Ogren. By then, reached to Bulgrim, and after that, just became a Dark Angel battle brother.
Um, what I could say is my journey process was a lot like yours, Thunburn. But for MT standards, it would just be I didn't get a promotion and I was just stuck as a Ogren for like 4 weeks and 5 days. And I did ask Clone for a promotion, but he said he was going to hold off on that for a reason. And I didn't want to argue with him about it. So I just kept my composure until the time came for the ascension for another batch for DA, and it was me, Soria, Thunburn, the one who I'm talking to right now, and Cheeziv.
Yep, I remember those. I remember that day. You know, I was able to became Ogren before my ascension. Though that the Ogren's arsenal was not fully implemented at all, I still was proud that I was able to see, well, the glorious green armor that I'm wearing. But did you have any regrets by not becoming an Ogren, at least fulfilling your MT dreams?
Well, the obvious dream I had in MT was just an Ogren, and I kind of regretted it a little bit, but then I looked into the lore itself of being an ogre and what it is, and just experiencing it in game. And when I don't know, like when a long time ago when I was in Ogren, some people would just always see me in game, just keeping my composure and just, I guess you could say, just protecting little oons.
Ah, it is good to know that you have that Bulgarian spirit within you. I just only wish if our arsenal was able to be added, we could have probably had a different faith or an alternate timeline, if you could say. If you could say, and we could just been full on two Bulgan commanders without a name for ourselves, truly respecting the name. But, however, that didn't happen, and I say that we are glad to be have that. Either way, I guess our future selves within that sort of timeline would have fun with that either way. However,
Hmm.
second question, well answered. Third question, what is your position like in the IOM community or community in general now? Or before?
Uh, so I'll get into the past of my prime. So my position within IOM in the past was just an average DKK, and then I took upon of NCO within the heavy weapon specialist, and the person who was currently leading was Alforius, but not Dubs anymore because, well, Dub ascended above staff sergeant, and Alforius took me in as his NCO platoon corporal, and then he taught me how to host events, patrols, and everything like that. And then when there was an empty trial, I joined it, wait for the process of what was going to happen. Boom, Clone went to my DMs. He said if I could have some of my time. I said sure. And then I got into MT, and then I was Grenadier for like a couple of days. Then just Ogren and kept my composure for 4 weeks and 5 days as an Ogren.
Hmm, alright. Third question, very well answered. Fourth question, what are you going to do in the near future in the IOM community?
So obviously, or this may not be obvious, but I the dream that I'm already in and having the position would be just in DA. So that is a dream goal within DA. But outside of DA would be Adeptus Custodes or Adeptus Custodians. Because I would like to take in some responsibilities first and let people see that I'm capable of much more than just, I guess, communicating with others. And so once I move my rank up to the Adeptus Custodes, I can remember in the past that people still respect me. And that's kind of it.
Hmm, truly a goal that is really willing to seek. Even though that you have achieved, I could say, part 5 of your plan, if I'm correct. Either,
Um,
either
oh,
way, Either way, that is still a formidable dream that you still have, and therefore the IOM community still stands that we are capable of making your dreams possible. Of well, actually, there's no of nor will. So, fourth question, very well answered. Fifth question, what do you think of the IOM community in a whole?
may I ask, would that even include other factions?
That would also include other factions, but if you would like, you could simply dawn upon it or just give it one simple word of
You know,
representation.
Uh, I'll just talk about, I guess, all the communities with my power, if I can, with my knowledge currently with them. So let's start off with the obvious community that has a bigger fan base than the other. IOM. How do I feel about IOM? Well, it's not too bad. A lot of people are quite mature with where they are in their position. Some might be a little off and weird about where they are now and how they act and how what their maturity is. But I would say it's quite all right than the other factions.
Hmm.
Okay, so let's go with another faction. Chaos, another prior kind of big fan base. Um, I'm gonna be honest, it's not that great. It could be tend to be kind of toxic and with some complaints a lot by them. And well, as for it being cha- the forces of chaos, it's quite chaotic in there. So yeah.
Hmm. Can you give your fellow word to Eldar or Necrons?
Oh yeah, my bad. Let's start with Necrons. So Necrons. Um, I would say it isn't much. And what I mean by that is it's quite just neutral, but some people in there I've seen are quite complainers, shows a lot of immaturity and just don't act right with the position they're in, and that would be including being an officer within there. But overall, I'm gonna just say they're okay for now. All
Hmm.
right, Eldars. As if people do not know this, Eldars or Slam Ham something, the Discord and the group itself has been disbanded or a failed project or just decommissioned because of how they complain a lot. I'm gonna say that, and their leader of the leader of the faction, Shiro, was not a very fit leader to lead and guide the faction to the right path because where he was guiding his Eldar faction was just whine, complain, and being overall making the other communities not feel good about them because all they do, I'm gonna say it again, they just complain and complain and they do not really appreciate for what the devs have been trying to do for them, especially mods. He has been working his ass off, excuse my language, he has been working his ass off for the Eldars. For he had his full attention and time and patience with the Eldars, but then it seemed like they just threw his time away, and that's kind of it.
Truly a painful way to honestly say goodbye to one of his favorite factions. Max, for what I know, he's a good gifted man who has potential by all means. He had a dream, he wanted to seek it, and therefore he's happy now. But to know that one of his favorite factions were gone truly is disappointing. Honestly, I truly give you my condolences, Max. If you're listening to this podcast, thuncast, I truly know the pain. And to know that everything that you worked for would just be technically lost or never used ever again, will just know or symbolize that who will remember them. But do not worry. We all have our downfalls here and there, and therefore we all make mistakes or see it as mistakes. Or we don't see it as mistakes. As long as we still have the determination and will to go on to probably work on any other, we are still there. And besides, you got all of us. And we are able to hear your problems and just, well, give you some physical comfort if you see it like that way. So all I'm just trying to say is try to take care of yourself, still be motivated to do things that you would want to do. Just know that, well, we're here for you. Anyways, Mass, that is a really good thing for the fifth question. Now, sixth and final question. What is the one thing that you would want in the IOM community? It could be anything that you want. Anything.
Let's see. That's
But
kind of hard.
however, it only has to be one thing.
Huh. Let's see. As I said, it's kind of hard to think of this because there are so many things I would want, just like other people. But the question states of what you said to me, one thing. What would that one thing be? And it would be anything. Probably some people would just say, "Oh, I want to be promoted to this. I probably want to be this in the near future." That's a good thing to have in the community, but I would say is make the community balance each other with the other prior factions too. And what I mean by that is make it less toxic, at least have some people understand that others are also not the same with them. And let's see. Uh it's kind of it basically. Just balance all the communities out.
Hmm. Very well said. Give basically every army or faction to be equal, to have equal terms on the playing field of battle, have equal relations between leadership and power. I'm glad that you see it like that way. However, Mass, you are able to answer all five questions, six questions very well. And therefore, I thank you for coming upon this what the? I think,
Podcast.
yeah, thank you for coming on to this podcast and truly giving your words of inspiration and help upon giving us a little foresight on what to expect and what to do in the near future for our dreams. Truly. And we are actually like 22 minutes in. So, my dear friend, do you have anything to say before we end this podcast?
Sure. I guess two or one things. So as I'm gonna use us as a reference. We felt kind of we didn't feel good about what position we were in because it'll obviously burn you out if you're constantly in the same position and you're always just joining the game and you would expect something but you don't because well you have to earn it the hard way, but that's what we did, and that's what we gone for, the hard path, because at the end, the reward would be incredible. And that's where me, Mass Dark, and Thunburn 1 are here now. And last thing, if you have any main goal or prior goal you are looking for, and you are absolutely, and I mean absolutely willing to put your time, effort, and patience with that position you're trying to go for, kind of like me a little bit, then I would suggest and recommend for you to go for it. That's all.
Hmm, very well said. Besides, the greatest reward of all is the friends that you made along the way. Without that, you just basically be receiving a position without no work put into it at all. Call it a short way in, but no respect afterwards. However, true well words to say from Mass himself. I would truly agree from it as well. As we make this podcast come to a close, I would like to make some announcements. As you guys can see, as you guys can see, did you notice the background has been changed? It's no longer that group call anymore that we used to do. Because I'm here to now officially announce that the Discord of the thuncast server is being worked on as we speak. And it is by far basic, however, it will be worth it in all ways. Besides, I'm actually now glad that we're having this now. I kind of felt bad for making it a group call because that would require 3 people, and then I didn't figure out how to do it. But soon we shall be able to fill this glorious Discord with people, fans, and people who would want to be part of the Thuncast to give their fair opinion upon the Caldega experience. I'll truly be expecting this within the near future. However, you all have a wonderful day and enjoy yourself. Thank you for coming on and listening to a dear friend of mine within Caldega. Good lord, I had a brain fart for a minute. Anyways, with that being said, I shall make this a close. You all have a wonderful day. And farewell.
Peace.
Log end.